Hello and welcome back. So I have received some comments on a recent blog post that I did from the lovely Lisa J, and she has tagged me in a new tag which I haven't seen before. It was set up by Lisa from @Sewon, who is a Canadian-based sewing vlogger. And so Lisa J, different Lisa, has been watching her vlog and enjoying it. And when she saw the tag and was asked to share it with vloggers who she enjoyed watching, she thought she'd share it with me. So here it goes. So I'm going to have to read this from my computer because I'm useless at remembering things. But basically, the tag is 5 questions, 1 take. And the idea is that vloggers have to answer the 5 questions in 1 take with no editing, no cutting or anything. So every blah, blah, blah that I release from my mouth, I cannot cut out, I cannot edit. What you see is exactly what you're going to get with this one. Now there are 5 questions and they're a little bit more about me rather than my sewing endeavours. So it's for those of you who just want to find out a little bit more about me, who I am, what I'm good at and what I like. So here goes. I'm going to put it to my lap actually, so it's going to be easier. Oh, I can't edit that out either. Right, okay, so if you were given a paid sabbatical to spend a year living anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Wow. So first instinct is to say somewhere like Dubai, purely because I would want to lay on a sun lounger all day, drink cocktails, swim in the pool and just generally have an amazing time. But bearing in mind it's a paid sabbatical, so I wouldn't have to worry about money while I was doing that. I'd probably actually get pretty bored of that pretty quickly. So I'm going to say LA. So I was lucky enough to go to LA earlier on this year. I was literally there for 2 nights. It was such a fleeting visit, it was untrue. So I didn't really see very much of it. But knowing what there is to do in LA and just the warmth and the sunshine and the people and the food and the shopping, not being too far from the sea, the busy lifestyle, I think it would suit me down to the ground. So I'm going to say I would like to spend a year in LA. So the next question is, who was your favourite teacher growing up and how did they influence you? That's an easy one. So the senior school that I went to, or high school, the equivalent of my American viewers, years 7 to 11, was down the road from where I lived. I had to get a bus to school and I found it really, really hard to do activities and things after school, but the one thing that I would always make sure that I was part of was the annual school production. I loved drama when I was at school. It was my favourite subject. I think I was quite good at it. Although I did go on to do performing arts at college, I never took it any further. I couldn't say that I've been on any telly programmes other than appeared as an extra in Towie. But drama was my one true love when I was at school. So my favourite teacher was Mr. Passingham. He was lovely. He was a really gentle giant. He had huge curly kind of afro hair almost, a big bushy beard, and he would always wear tweed suits and cravats. So he was very eccentric, a typical drama teacher, but he was really, really lovely and he always took everybody under his wing. Sadly, right at the very, very, very end of my school time, I fell out with Mr. Passingham only because he wanted me to stay on at school and do my A-levels and he wanted me to do A-level drama. I think probably because he thought I'd probably do okay and they'd get some fairly good grades out of me. But I decided to leave and go to college to study performing arts, and he was a little bit grumpy about that, so much so that he wouldn't actually give me a reference for my college. So Mr. Passingham, if you happen to be watching this, you were my favourite teacher at school. Why did you do that? So next up, name 3 things besides sewing that you're good at. Okay. I am good at poaching an egg. I can poach an egg without any vinegar, without any poaching apparatus. I literally boil the water, chuck an egg in and poach it to perfection, pull it out, and when you cut into it, it oozes lovely runny yellow yolk and it's not snotty on the outside. I don't know who taught me to do that. I don't know where I learnt how to do it. It's just something I can do, so much so that my family, if ever we're having breakfast, will always say, Claire, can you poach the eggs? What else am I good at? So I suppose I can cheat, because sewing is one of many crafts that I'm good at. So I'm good at crochet, that probably more so than knitting. I'm good at crochet, so much so I teach it. I love it. I can understand most crochet patterns, and although I do fairly basic, simple crochet because that's what I enjoy, I know that I could do the harder stuff if I set my mind to it. So crochet. And then what else am I good at? Ooh. I am good at organising. I think I'm good at organising. I love a good event. If there's a special occasion or a party or a charity event, something like that, I love organising. I love arranging. I'm not afraid to ask people for favours. My catchphrase in life is, if you don't ask, you don't get. So when it comes to getting raffle prizes and things like that, or auction prizes for charity events, I have absolutely no qualms picking up the phone or just walking into a shop and asking people for things. Every event that I've organised has gone down well. I haven't had any disasters. I don't do it that much, but there's normally at least once or twice a year that I need to organise something. So yeah, organising. I think that's something I enjoy and something that I'm good at. So, do you cook? What meal / recipe are you most known for? And if you don't cook, what meal / recipe do you most like to have made for you? So, I don't cook. I can cook, and I do cook, but I don't cook. So day in, day out, I'm very much chips and chicken nuggets in the fridge, chips and chicken nuggets in the oven, sorry, for the kids. I might do them a microwave lasagna or something, or a bolognese. I'm very processed food, grab it off the shelf, haven't got time to cook, have no inclination to cook, don't really enjoy cooking day to day. Mr. Mac does all the cooking in this house in the evening, so he will do nice meals for us. We'll have, you know, steak and vegetables or lasagnas and stuff like that, but he will cook from scratch. He quite enjoys cooking. I can cook though, and I do cook when people come for dinner. So I am quite open and honest in it. I am a glory cook. I can't be bothered to spend half an hour to an hour preparing a meal, cooking a meal, for me and the husband to just eat it in 5 minutes, and that's that. However, if I've got people coming for dinner, I really don't mind doing starter, main course, dessert, bringing it out, because people are going to sit, they're going to talk, they're going to enjoy. If they like the food, which they normally do, they'll say, you know, where's the recipe from? We'll talk about it. And, you know, hand on heart, I'm a glory cook. I much prefer to cook when there is more than just me and my husband. So much so, what meal or recipe are you most known for? That has to be my beef Wellington. Again, like poached eggs, beef Wellington is one of those things that people find hard to do. I've never been taught to cook a beef Wellington. I just picked a recipe up one day. I made it, it was successful, and that's that. The meat cooked well, it was still nice and rare, but it wasn't really oozy. The pastry was crispy. Yeah, it was just really nice. So it is one that particularly my family in Australia like and enjoy. If I go out there, then they will always ask me to make one. And I make a really big one. We have half of it for dinner, and then they freeze the other half, and they normally have it like 6 months later when I've gone, just to remember me. And when they come over here to the UK again, it's normally something that I will always cook. I normally do it around Christmas time, because it's just a nice one to have with roast veg, or dauphinoise potatoes as well, but I do have to admit they tend to come out of can. So, one sewing question: what is your favourite pattern ever and why? Well, I'm sorry, it's boring as, but it has to be Coco. Has to be Tilly and the Buttons Coco, for a few reasons. A, it's so super easy. B, it's really flattering. And C, it was probably one of the first things that I ever made when I started to learn to dressmake. Before I'd even started working with cotton fabrics, I threw myself in the deep end and I went in with the jersey, which is something that some people would find incredibly scary, but I didn't. I managed it, and because I managed it, then working with cottons and other fabrics hasn't fazed me. So I'm very thankful to Tilly for releasing Coco, getting me into the world of dressmaking, and then very shortly after releasing her Love at First Stitch book, which I worked my way through, and really the rest is history. In fact, she's got another book coming out next year and I cannot wait to get my hands on a copy. So that is my, what's it called? It's supposed to be a one take. 5 questions, 1 take tag. And I am going to tag the lovely Gabby from Gabadashery. And she's probably already been tagged already by other vloggers, but I'm also going to tag Lisa Comfort from Sew Over It, who is one of my favourite sewing vloggers. And who else? I would have said Sean from Kittenish Behaviour, but Lisa's already tagged her, so I'm going to go and have a look at her tag. So no, I'm going to leave it at those 2 for now. So I will share my information with them, so hopefully they will record a tag too. I will also put the details below for the original, oh my goodness, the name's gone, 5 questions, 1 take tag below to Lisa's vlog. So if you want to share it with your favourite vlogger, then you can copy and paste the information and send it to them, so that we can hopefully get loads more seamstress vloggers sharing this fabulous tag. So thank you, Lisa, for coming up with it. I will see you soon.